Do I have any volunteers? How many times have you heard that question? Were you the first one to raise your hand? My name is Melissa Stanley, and I am a volunteer in my community. I would like to provide you with information on how volunteering makes an impact in a community and on the individual person. 3 points I would like to have in my speech today. 1, what is a volunteer? 2, community organizations depend on volunteers. 3, self-gratification. According to dictionary.com, the definition for volunteer is a person who voluntarily offers him or herself for a service or undertaking. A person who performs a service willingly and without pay. A volunteer will choose an organization that they have an interest in or has been connected by a personal event. Organizations depend on volunteers to complete their missions. The Future Begins Today provides scholarships for students to further their education. Hospice will provide medical services and support to families that are going through a life-threatening illness. American Red Cross, they respond to emergencies and disaster areas with supplies. Habitat for Humanity will provide homes for family who needs them. Salvation Army will offer food and services and support for the family and clothing. American Cancer Society continues to research to find a cure for cancer. The Humane Society protects animals against neglect and abuse. A volunteer knows that there is no monetary value in their contribution to an organization. Self-gratification drives a volunteer to continue to support the organization in the community. The Future Begins Today has a Lunch Buddy program that adults mentor students once a month at lunchtime in their schools. I am a part of that. I am a lunch buddy. I meet my student once a month. We meet in the library. I'll take a lunch, or sometimes as a special treat, I will bring a lunch in from fast food for her favorite fast food. We sit, we talk over our lunch. I ask her, how's school going? How are your grades going? What outside activities are you involved in? Around the holidays, I may ask, well, what do you have planned for Christmas? What do you have planned for Thanksgiving? Anything to get the communication going between myself and her builds a relationship. And our hope is to develop and mentor these students that when they are graduating from high school or technology school or college, that they will give back to this community as far as what they got from our scholarship program. There are many programs within the Future Begins that helps develop students at a very young age to help mentor them, lead them into a better person for the community. So our outreach to the students is a very, very blessed thing that we can do for our future. Hospice volunteers offer support and friendship to the family. They will go into homes, so they have to build a relationship with the family and to support the patient in most likely a life-threatening illness. So them being in a home helps them to relate to the person and their family and just be there in support through whatever they might be going through. American Red Cross volunteers, they respond with supplies and support to local disasters. And they will bring in medical supplies. They will bring in people like you and I to volunteer our time to help. They could be doctors, nurses, EMTs, paramedics, anybody that is willing to go into a disaster area and help these people get back onto their feet. The Habitat for Humanity, people brings their skills to help build homes. Carpenters, electricians, anybody, they're volunteering their time to build a home for a family. The Salvation Army is well known around the holiday season for their bell ringers and their kettle collectors. Anytime you come out of a grocery store, there they are. That is what they depend on to help get families food and supplies that they will need for the year. And the Relay for Life is one thing that brings the people together to raise donations for the American Cancer Society, for their research and for supplies and just anything that they can to try and find a cure for cancer. Humane Society, those volunteers will take in animals and provide them with shelter, food, medical needs, anything that they can to help that animal until they can find a permanent home for them. And sometimes it's not a very pleasant situation that they have taken these animals out of, so they have to be patient with that animal and basically give them, most of all, love. Most organizations will not survive without volunteers. The dedication of the volunteers is what they need. Volunteer can be you and me. We understand there is no paycheck when we contribute our time and talents to an organization. We know how important we are to each organization to complete their mission. We take with us feelings of knowing what we did will have a great impact on many lives, including your own life. I hope that this information will inspire you to consider being a volunteer for an organization in your community.